The air bit with the fierce promise of winter, and the winding mountain road, usually a simple ribbon of gravel, was quickly being erased by a thick swirling snow. Inside their old wagon, pulled by their sturdy horse, Bess, Alara held her children close. "Are we almost there, Mama?" 6-year-old Leo whispered, his breath fogging the small window pane. "Soon, sweetheart. Just past the ridge of Sighs, and we'll see Grandpa Silas's chimney smoke," Alara replied, though a knot of worry tightened in her chest. The weather had turned viciously fast, and the familiar markers, the crooked oak, the sharp bend by the river, were all hidden behind a veil of white. Up front, Finn, her husband, leaned forward, squinting into the growing gloom. "The road's gone, Alara. I can't tell if we're drifting too far east or west. If we miss the hidden fork, we'll be wandering until morning." His voice was laced with frustration, not fear, but the difference was small enough to frighten the children. Alara reached under the seat and pulled out a heavy brass object wrapped in an old woolen shawl, her grandmother's lantern. It wasn't electric or fueled by modern gas, but by simple, refined lamp oil. It was clunky and required constant trimming, yet it had traveled with their family for generations. "Light it, Finn," she said, her voice steady. "If the snow won't show us the way, the light will have to cut it for us." Finn hesitated, then took the cool brass into his gloved hands. He struck a match, and with a soft, familiar hiss, the wick caught. A warm, golden bubble of light bloomed around the wagon. It didn't pierce the blizzard, but it created a sense of home within the moving darkness. They pressed on for what felt like hours. Leo and his younger sister, Mia, had long since fallen asleep, nestled between blankets. The small light seemed to be their only defense against the enormous, silent world of snow. Suddenly, Bess whinnied nervously and stopped. Finn swore softly. A dead end or the riverbank, I can't tell which. He was about to climb down when Alara stopped him, pointing not at the ground, but up. "Look, Finn, the lantern!" The small flame, though stable, seemed to cast its light in a slow, steady pulse, like a heartbeat visible in the mist. And then, impossibly far, in a faint, tiny point of light, answered it. It was too high to be a campfire, too yellow to be a star. It was another lantern, placed on a high vantage point, shining for them. Tears sprang to Finn's eyes. "Silas," he whispered, recognizing the old man's stubborn, thoughtful gesture. Their patriarch knew the unpredictable nature of the mountain passes, and had placed his own lantern on the highest point of the farmhouse porch, waiting for the one person crazy enough to be carrying an identical ancient lantern through the blizzard. Using the distant beacon as their guide, a pinprick of enduring hope in the chaos, Finn urged Bess onward. They navigated the final rough stretch, the light slowly growing larger and warmer, pulling them in like a lifeline. The snow stopped the moment they pulled into the clearing. Grandpa Silas stood framed in the farmhouse doorway, a thick coat over his flannel shirt, his own brass lantern resting beside him. "Knew you'd need a guiding star," he said, his voice husky with relief, pulling Alara and Finn into a crushing hug. As the children woke up, carried into the house toward the smell of roasting turkey and pine boughs, the warm light of Alara's lantern and the steady glow of Silas's lantern stood side by side on the mantelpiece. Two flames, two generations, illuminating the most important truth of the day, that even when the path is lost, the light of family will always lead you home.